participated in the ongoing ICA 3-hour program, which is register, reactivate, or refer a student to write the ICA exams. And I won amazing prizes. I encourage everyone, especially my colleagues who just finished writing their final exams, to get involved and win amazing prizes, such as the ICAG branded Lacoste, the BPP manual, get 50% off your subscription fee, and also an ICA branded pop circuit. Thank you very much. Be a CA, be a business leader. Hi, my name is Hanada Makucha, a level 2 student of ICA. I participated in the ongoing ICA 3-hour program, which is register, reactivate, or refer a student to write the ICA exams. And I won amazing prizes. I encourage everyone, especially my colleagues who just finished writing their final exams, to get involved and win amazing prizes, such as the ICAG branded Lacoste, the BPP manual, get 50% off your subscription fee, and also an ICA branded pop circuit. Thank you very much. Be a CA, be a business leader. Hi, my name is Hanada Makucha, a level 2 student of ICA. I participated in the ongoing ICA 3-hour program, which is register, reactivate, or refer a student to write the ICA exams. And I won amazing prizes. I encourage everyone, especially my colleagues who just finished writing their final exams, to get involved and win amazing prizes, such as the ICAG branded Lacoste, the BPP manual, get 50% off your subscription fee, and also an ICA branded pop circuit. Thank you very much. Be a CA, be a business leader. Hi, my name is Hanada Makucha, a level 2 student of ICA. I participated in the ongoing ICA 3-hour program, which is register, reactivate, or refer a student to write the ICA exams. And I won amazing prizes. I encourage everyone, especially my colleagues who just finished writing their final exams, to get involved and win amazing prizes, such as the ICAG branded Lacoste, the BPP manual, get 50% off your subscription fee, and also an ICA branded pop circuit. Thank you very much. Be a CA, be a business leader.
In the background, there's a lot of noise in the background.
They say you will preach as well. Just you want.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to the first virtual outreach of the Institute. Now, this is the first of its kind. Technology is here with us, and our dynamic Institute has embraced it fully. Let us be on board to enjoy this. To start with, I'll call Mrs. Sandra Safweje to give us the opening prayer.
Hello.
Yeah, Reverend Asafoje, we are waiting.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear
Hello,
you,
we can
Sandra.
hear you. Sandra, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello? Please, we are praying. Our dear Lord and Master Jesus, we thank you, we bless your holy name. We give you all the glory, we give you all the honor, we give you all the adoration. We thank you for our lives this morning. We thank you for our maiden edition of the ICA virtual outreach. We give you all the glory, Jesus. Our prayer this morning is that, Daddy, you will come in and take absolute control. Come and give us knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Come and help us so that every issue that will be brought on board here today, that we will be able to answer it in Jesus' name. Come and grant us success this day so that at the end of the program, we will not forget to give you all the glory. We thank you, Lord Jesus, for an answered prayer in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Sandra Asafoje, who is our regional manager for our Kumasi office. She's also in charge of the Middle Belt. A program like this, we will need to know the purpose for which we are here. And to help us do that will be the head of our legal and marketing team, Ms. Joyce Edu. If she's around, Auntie Joyce, please take over. Welcome us and then give us some opening remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Al Hassan. Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, and I hope everyone is doing well.
Yes, please.
On behalf of the management of ICAG, I welcome each one of you to today's virtual outreach program. And first of all, I want to thank each one of you for making time to join us. I know in times like this, we are all busy with work, we are all busy trying to find how we can make our ends meet. But thank you for making time to join us this morning, and we are so grateful. And on behalf of management and the entire staff of ICAG, we welcome you all to today's outreach program. Just to talk a bit about this outreach program, before COVID-19, you know, ICAG always embark on in-person virtual programs where we interact with students, we interact with stakeholders, we interact with potential students just to draw them to be members of ICAG. Unfortunately or fortunately, because of COVID-19, we haven't been able to do so as we speak. And that notwithstanding, we are also not looking at the fact that COVID has crippled us. We want to stand above it, and hence this virtual outreach program. So the purpose of this program is to enlighten each one of us on ICAG. What do we do? What do we stand for? Why are we here? Why do you have to be a member? And every story about ICAG today to be and every unanswered questions to be answered today. So on behalf of management of ICAG, we welcome you to today's program. We believe we will not take much of your time. I believe within the next hour or two, we should be out of here. However, what we would want to say is do send in your questions, do send in your concerns. We are here to answer each one of them. We will not leave any of them out. Our team, we are the background, picking up your questions. We'll answer each one of them as we are on this platform. So once again, I welcome you all to this function and this program. And I believe that we'll have a successful time together and we'll share ideas together. So once again, you're all welcome. The next on the program is on behalf of now he will join us and he will give us his opening remarks. So over to Alasan, kindly take over and for us to set the ball rolling. The CEO will join us soon to give his opening remarks.
All right. Thank you very much, Joyce. Yeah, so like Madam Joyce said, the CEO will join us as and when we go on the program. This is the first of its kind, and it's in a series of outreaches which are aimed at getting our students informed. We want them to know us, so we appreciate their consent and to solve them as an institute. Watch out for the next edition of the outreach, which will focus on how to address some examination concerns that our students have, um, for us to address them. Like Joy said, this is going to be an interactive show. We expect that you send in your comments, your questions, your suggestions as to how to make this program better, so we address them. Who knows, you might win an award or a souvenir from the Institute. If you keep your questions coming, we may ballot and then select one or two of you to share in the goodies we have as an institute. We'll also be sending a Google form, which will help us to collect our feedback from you. Um, Feel free to tell us what you are learning from this program, your comments, your suggestions. We've also empaneled a strong group of people within and outside the institute who are available to address all the concerns you may have. That said, let me introduce the panel we have.
Everything is not working. I can only see the people speaking. But I
So it's
can't
going
see
to be a three-member panel made up of three key persons within the institute. At least who are directly involved in our students becoming professional accountants. The first on the bill will be the Director for Student Services, Mr. Patrick K. Mensah. Mr. Mensah has been in this position for quite some time now, and most of us who have gone through membership have come through his hands. He is on hand to assist us respond to all questions you have regarding how to be a student, how to pass through your exemptions and registration process, and ultimately to begin writing the exams. And once you register and begin writing the exams, the two other people you have or you encounter more will be the technical director and then the exams manager. So the technical director, Mr. Oseko Kwejejefi, will be on hand also to respond to us and then to talk to us about the importance of being a professional accountant in this COVID-19 era. Finally, Madam Olivia Corte will talk to us about the myth, the fallacies, and then the truth about the CA profession. So it is packed. Aside these three key resource persons from the Institute, we also have some of our members, our young members who recently qualified, who will share their stories with us. We have Dr. Percy Boateng-Ampe, who is a medical doctor and a member of the Institute, Ms. Regina Babayate, who is an audit associate with KPMG, Mr. Peter Akurigu Atindana, the lead consultant and co-founder of BPA Consult Limited, Ms. Ife Makati Musa, who is an honor graduate of the Institute, Mr. Ransford Otu Enim will also join us. He is a tax associate with PwC. Finally, we have Mr. Frank Mensah, who qualified at the age of 56. Yes, you heard me right. At the age of 56, he never gave up. We hear his side of the story, how he did it and what motivated him. So ladies and gentlemen, it's supposed to be an interactive show. Send your comments, send your questions, and then we'll do well to respond to them. My name is Al Hassan Yusuf Traule, and I'm coordinating this program together with my colleague, Anita Delight Danka. You are welcome. If there are no comments or suggestions, we zoom straight into our first presentation by Mr. Patrick Mensah. If Mr. Mensah is here, Mr. Mensah is our first speaker, and he is going to set the tone for the program. He's the director of the Student Services Directorate. Of course, we cannot have a program like this without the director of Student Services. He's going to give us some information about ICAG and the CA professional course. Mr. Mensah, if you are here, please take over. Let us hear from you. You have a maximum of 7 to 8 minutes within which to tell us everything about ICA. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hassan, and good morning to everybody on this platform. I'm talking about three things. The first one is about registration, second, exemptions, and then learning aids that we'll be using for the CA program. Right. ICA is an institution established by an act of parliament, and the role, one of the roles played by ICA is to train people to become chartered accountants. And so we had been in the training business for our country, Ghana, to produce professional accountants. Now, there are many people who want to join, and the process of joining is to start with registration. When you come to registration, the qualification to register is very simple. You should have a C6 at least from WASI. C6 from WASI. Once you have the C6 from WASI, you qualify to register and start the CA program. If you have SSCE, that's the old form of WASI, the SSCE, you also qualify. A level, you qualify. ABCE, you also qualify. Then above that, we have those with degree, diploma, masters. They all qualify to register as students of the institute. There is another angle, and the coordinator mentioned it, that a medical doctor who is also a chartered accountant. And so irrespective of your background, you could be a geography graduate, you could be a graduate of economics, a graduate of law, sociology, any background that you have, you can still join and learn accounting and become a professional accountant. And so that is for the registration. In fact, if you want to get information on registering as a student of the institute, just log on to sms.icagh.com. sms.icagh.com. You have all the information there that will enable you register as a student of the institute. And then the next one is about exemptions. There are people with degrees already, with some qualifications already. In order not to duplicate the learning process in Ghana, what we have done is that if you acquire some qualification from an institution that had been accredited or that had something to do with ICA, then some exemptions are granted. And so if you have a BSc admin in accounting, level 1, and then 2 papers in level 2 will be given to you as exemptions. For those who maybe are joining for the first time, when we talk about exemption, what we are saying is that you will not write those papers. You will join at the higher level or level 2 and continue from there. Those with a BEd, BCom, level 1, and then 2 papers in level 2 will be given to them. Those with MBA in accounting, for them, they've gone very far, and so they will get level 1 and then 5 papers in the level 2 for exemptions. We also have a first class scholarship. So those of you who made first class from wherever area and whatever area, if you made a first class in any of the courses, you are also given a scholarship to write the CA or to join the CA for free. You don't pay. You just go online and register. The last one I want to talk about is about the learning, the process of the learning. What we have done is to provide some learning aids. And so we have books, we have manuals that will assist your learning, so that when you join us as a student, the opportunity to learn or the burden of learning is lessened, is made easier for you. There are books all over. You come to our Accra office, you get some of the books to buy. You go to our regional offices, there are books there. Again, we have the ICAG College that will provide you with tuition, so that you are taught, you are taken through the program. And that's why we are saying that no matter your course area, you can still train as a chartered accountant. You can train as a chartered accountant because we have experts who will take you through the program, teach you everything that you need to know in becoming a chartered accountant. And so for now, because of the COVID, we have the virtual class which you can join at college@icagh.com. And so if you want to join the virtual class, just go to college@icagh.com. You get a lot of information about the tuition that will be provided to our students. The last one is about awards for students. Those who do very well in the program are given awards for their excellent performance. And so if you join ICA and you commit yourself to very good learning, at the end of the day, you might have a lot of awards, financial rewards, awards from some of our external partners, and many others. Thank you very much, Mr. Lassan.
Thank you very much, Mr. Patrick Mensah. So, like Mr. Mensah mentioned, we have our head office in Accra, Accountancy House, East Legon on the Trinity Avenue. You may reach us on phone 0558 836 or 0543 035428. Our digital address is GA416 9898. In Kumasi, we are at Ahunjo Roundabout, Nyako Plaza, same building with IPMC and ADB. You may reach our Kumasi office on 0243 967134. Our Cape Coast office is handled by Mr. Thomas Osei and is located at the Cape Coast Technical University, first floor of the old administration block. You reach the Cape Coast office on 0264 3849 0205 253035. Our Tamale office is being managed by Felicia Anambere. It's at the Yamusa building. Contact her on 0246 162555. We also have reps in all regions as well. Mr. Mensah, I want to ask one or two questions from you. So you mentioned exemptions. I guess those of us who had third class from the university or polytechnic do not qualify for the exemptions. True?
You all qualify. As far as we are concerned, once you are awarded a university degree, you qualify to come to CA. And so all of you will qualify to join. But the scholarship is for those who made the first class. What it means is that if you are joining with a third class or a pass, if you are joining with a third class or a pass, then you will pay some money. And for that reason, you pay 300 cedis to register, just 300 cedis, and then you start your registration. But those who are third class, a pass, whatever class you got at the university, once the university had awarded you a certificate, you qualify to join CA. I've seen people with third class who have done very well with the CA because you will be taken through some excellent tuition.
Okay, thank you very much. That's fine. So you also mentioned exemptions, but you didn't talk about the cost involved. Are the exemptions for free?
The exemptions are not for free. There are some payments that you have to make. Because those who are writing the exam and passing, they pay to register and write and pass. So logically, you also do some payment, except that it will be too much because of time. And so if you get to our website, you see all the fees that you pay for the exemptions.
All right, thank you very much. I'm aware that ICA fees are one of the lowest in the world for professional accountancy education. So, ladies and gentlemen, you may do well to check our website. But as a way of information, registration and subscription is just 300 cedis, 150 for registration, 150 for subscription. Our exemptions are also very moderate. A level 1 paper you're exempted from is 300 and then 350 for a level 2 paper. Our exams are the lowest you can find in the market. Level 1 exams is 180 per paper, level 2 is 280 per paper, and level 3 is 300 cedis per paper. These figures are correct as at today. Mr. Before I let you go, what are some of the systems or mechanisms put in place by your directorate to ensure that students are able to complete their exams within the shortest possible time? Mr. Mensah, are you there?
Hello,
Mr.
Mr. Lata.
Yes, I wanted to find out what are some mechanisms or systems put in place by your directory to ensure students complete their exams within the shortest possible time, since that is what we all want as students.
Right. The first one is what I've spoken about. For effective learning to take place, you need some coaching, you need some tuition. And so across the country, we have tuition centers all over, from Wa down to Accra, where you go and you be taught the fundamentals of accounting up to the highest level of accounting. And that is one breakthrough for many of the people who are learning. And then we have the books that even at the comfort or in your homes, you can sit maybe wherever and read from the books. Once you have access to the books, it makes it very easy. If you have books and then you have tuition and you commit yourself to the program, there is no way you cannot pass this program. So these are two basic things that are available for all our students. And once you have them available, the next thing is to complete the program. The other one you need to do is to commit yourself to what you are doing. And if you have these three things present, then effective learning can actually take place.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Mensah. So you stay behind. Hopefully, when it's question and answer time, our students will have some questions to answer. Thank you very much for the exposition.
Thank you. I think somebody entered the office. Thank you.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Patrick Mensah, the Director of Student Services of the Institute of Chartered Accountants, Ghana. Next on the bill, we have Mr. Osei Kweku Ejejemfi. Mr. Osei is the Director Technical and Research of the Institute. His directorate oversees the technical research and exams departments of the Institute. I must add also that he is my immediate boss. A kind one at that. Now, he was previously the Director Member Services of the Institute. Ladies and gentlemen, he has a capacity to respond to all your questions. Do send them in. He'll be available to assist. He'll be speaking on the topic, the importance of choosing accountancy as a profession, especially in this COVID-19 era. If Mr. Osei Ejejemfi is available, Mr. Osei, please, you have the floor. Your audience are listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Al-Hassan, for those kind words. Yes, and welcome all of you to our maiden virtual outreach program, ICAG. And we are very grateful and thankful that you join us so that we can convince you to look at the accountancy profession. You are out of school or you are still schooling. You're looking for options, opportunities. There are many of them. But why should you choose accountancy? Or you're already chosen a profession. You want to be a doctor, a lawyer, whatever. Why should you add accountancy to the profession? Remember, it's not a sin to have more than one profession. So you can add another profession to whatever you have now. So my duty is for me to convince you that accountancy is the profession for you. And I'm going to give you 10 reasons why you should take accountancy. The first reason is this. In this profession, it is every organization.
And not a question.
Is there any problem? No. Accountancy profession is in every organization. Now, when we talk about organization, we are talking about whether it is for profit or not for profit or government organization. Every business entity, whether it's for profit or not, you will need an accountant. So you can see that the opportunities are vast. And because every business needs to use money, funds in any form, you will need an accountant. And accountancy also has many branches. You can be a financial accountant, a cost accountant, management accountant, taxation expert, audit, and assurance. So you can see that it is wide in its range. And indeed, every business activity that is undertaken ends up in a financial statement. And it's only the accountant who can be able to prepare and interpret it and audit it. So you can see clearly that indeed this profession is the right tool for you. Another reason is this. In management, you need to take decisions and you need critical tools for you to take a decision. With that accountancy background, you can be able to take that decision. Let me give you a typical example in decision making, make or buy decision. Now, in the COVID era, for instance, a firm can decide, oh, why not make our own PPEs, nose masks, instead of going to buy from outside. It is a business decision whether to make or buy. You cannot just make that decision until you subject it to some critical analysis. And that work can be done by the accountant. Now you need to purchase, let's say, a computer, a laptop, or you want to buy a scanner, photocopier. But there's an option also for you to lease instead of purchasing it. Here it demands critical analysis. Who can do that? It is the accountant. Now you want to buy a vehicle, you can also hire one or rent one. How can you take that decision? It needs to be subjected to critical analysis. And here the accountant is there. Then also, this profession is critical for planning purposes. Planning. Every business plans. And when you plan, you are controlling resources, you are directing resources in planning. Let me give you an example. You have water in a basin, you want to throw it away, and want to direct the water where it should go. What will you do? Will you throw the water just on the floor? If you do that, the water will find its own level. But if you want it to go to where you want to, you throw the water into a channel, and that channel will direct the water straight to where you want it to go. And that is where planning comes in. Accountants are equipped with tools that is in planning, in directing and controlling resources. And so you will need the accountant. Now, accountancy also is local in character and also international in outlook. And so if you take our profession process in Ghana, ICAG, some people refer to it as a local profession. My brothers and sisters, it is not a local profession. Although it's local in nature, it's also international in outlook. Why? Because we apply local laws, regulations, and directives, but we also apply international standards. And we are internationally networked. I'll come to explain more about this in the course of my presentation. Now, we should also know that accountancy is the language of business. So whether micro, small, we all apply accounting principles. Medium businesses, large businesses, they all use the language of accountancy. Then accountancy also provides the professional contentment. In what way? Why? Every accountant is optimistic about his welfare. And indeed, generally, accountants are well paid. Because why? They manage financial resources. And so you need to get the accountant be comfortable, otherwise you'll be in trouble. So they are well paid. And so they have a very positive outlook in life. And also when it comes to the profession, it doesn't matter the degree that you have. You don't have to have an accountancy degree before you can run the profession, no. All you need is a good heart for the profession, interest in the profession, and also the necessary qualification for you to be enrolled to write the professional examination. Now, as an accountant too, in most cases, once you're employed, you're always employed. In the period of downsizing, for instance, the accounting function is always saved because there's a lot of accounting that must go before even a business closes down. And so accountants are likely to stay on the job for a longer period of time if conditions are right. And if you branch into practicing, that means there's no retirement even for you as a professional. Accountancy is also a respected profession. And indeed, that's the more reason why you should look at ICAG as the preferred option when it comes to accountancy. Why? ICAG is the regulator of the accountancy profession. What do we mean by that? Let me give an example. In the banking industry, we have the Bank of Ghana being the regulator of the banking industry. And so there's the standards for those in the banking industry. But ICAG is in a unique position. Quite apart from the fact that it's an association, it's also a regulator. It regulates the accountancy profession. Although it is local in character, it's also international in outlook. Why? Because it is internationally recognized. And apart from this, we have world standard learning materials. In fact, the 2015 learning materials were developed in consultation with BPP. And what we have now, 2019, was done in consultation with EWI, that's MEWOOF International. And so our textbooks are internationally recognized. We also have tuition centers all over the country. And these tuition centers are being manned by qualified professional accountants teaching students. So the teaching is quality. And accountants contribute a lot to the development of the nation. And it might interest you to know that it is only members of ICAG who are recognized by the Companies Act, Act 992, to express an opinion on a financial statement. You can be who you are, but if you are not a member of ICAG, licensed by ICAG to do so, you can't express an opinion on a financial statement. And the members of ICAG serve on various audit committees in all the MMDAs. They also serve on entity tender committees. They understand companies' tax laws and regulations because it's part of their training. Now, we also mentioned that although it is local in character, it's international in outlook. We are affiliated to international bodies like ABWA, that's Association of Accountancy Bodies in West Africa. We are also affiliated to PAFA, Pan-African Federation of Accountants, and also IFAC, International Federation of Accountants. So you can see clearly that ICAG is international in outlook. And we participate in all these international bodies' activities, including the international and IFAC. And indeed, we participate in IFAC board meetings. And so our profession in Ghana meets international benchmark. And so you should look at this profession. Now, when it comes to our learning materials, I have said earlier, these learning materials are used in even the universities and polytechnics and in other institutions. Then when it comes to our tuition too, we have flexible study time. And the examinations also are written at your own pace. You can decide to write it at the time that you are ready. This profession has contributed a lot to the development of our country's economy. Wow. Locally, we are very relevant because our profession exposes us to international practice. And if you are writing the examination you pay it in local currency, not foreign currency. And so it's not very difficult at all for you to pay a write examination. Now, it is only ICAG profession that examines Ghana public sector accounting and finance. And so you have an opportunity to write even in the public sector because you have been trained in it. This profession also in Ghana helps you to examine Ghana tax laws and company law. So you can see clearly that although the profession in Ghana is local in character, is international in outlook. So why do you look elsewhere? We employ you to look at all these factors that are enumerated and choose professional accountancy and choose ICAG as the preferred option, and you will never regret it. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, those who have just finished their school, those who are still schooling and are looking at another profession, we will not discourage you. But what we are telling you that is that, look at ICAG as the preferred option and you will never regret it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Osei. I want to believe you just ended your presentation. Mr. Osei is saying choose ICAG as your preferred professional body and you will never regret it. Indeed, some of us have never regretted. He says all you need is a good heart for the profession, interest for the profession, and the required qualification, and ICAG will gladly admit you. Mr. Osei, I have one or two questions for you. You talked about all the very good things and how the institute is helping people to be qualified quickly. My question is the institute not producing too many CAs? Wouldn't that dilute the value or the influence of CAs in the markets?
Thank you so much for this question. Now, I must also say that apart from CA Ghana, there are other foreign accountancy bodies, and they also produce accountants, and they are all employed in Ghana. But besides all that, there are still shortage of accountants in Ghana. Why am I saying so? In my presentation, I made a statement that every business organization needs an accountant, whether micro, small, medium, large businesses, they need accountants. But now, because there is shortage of accountants, many people are holding themselves out as accountants, but they don't have the training to man those positions. And so we need more accountants to fill the gap so that business will have the required training, those who have been trained to perform that role. That is why ICAG should be the preferred option, because the opportunities are endless and there are many. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My next question will be, as a finance person, especially in this COVID era, is this not the time to be advising people to save money instead of advising them to write professional examinations?
Thank you for that question. It is said that knowledge is power. And we look for something that is permanent, not temporary. Whatever you are doing now might be temporary because it might go away with the COVID. But what about looking beyond COVID? If you are looking beyond COVID, then you will look for a profession that holds many opportunities for everyone. A profession that you can put your hands on and say that, after qualifying, I have a greater chance of getting employment. And so, my dear brothers and sisters, we should look beyond the COVID because whatever we have now might go with it. Look for what is permanent, which is ICAG qualification.
Thank you very much, Mr. Osei. Let me remind listeners and audience that the institute was established by an Act of Parliament, Act 170 of 1963. It was incorporated on 19th April 1963 by presidential assent. The institute conducted its first batch of professional exams locally in May 1968, that is 5 years after incorporation, with a pass rate of 2 out of the 7 initial candidates who sat, that is representing about 30%, that's 28.57 specifically. The institute collaborated with the English Institute of Chartered Accountants in this effort until 1978, that's 15 years after incorporation, when ICAG gained autonomy. Mr. Osai mentioned that the institute is the sole body in charge of the regulation of the accountancy profession, and ICAG members are the only persons recognized under the laws of the country for the purpose of audit of company accounts. The program is open to everybody, including SHS graduates, university, polytechnic graduates. It's not limited to just university graduates. At least you should have 6 passes, and this should include your English and your math. Once you have them, you can enroll with the institute and be a CA. Ladies and gentlemen, we have designed a Google form to solicit for your views, to solicit for your feedback. The form has been sent through the comment section, the chat session. You can see it. Please fill it for us so we know the feedback. You're also reminded that this is the first in a series of virtual outreaches the institute will be conducting for our students to help them know what the institute is about and how they can get closer to the institute. The hashtag is Let the Students Know, hashtag virtual outreach. We have our offices in Accra, in Kumasi, in Cape Coast, and then in Tamale. You may contact any of these offices to assist you in the registration process. We are going to our third presentation, which is going to be done by Mrs. Olivia Corte. I call her the strong woman. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever heard of leakage of ICAG exams? Have you ever had cause to doubt the quality of the exams of the institute? I guess, or I believe your answer will certainly be no. Ladies and gentlemen, if you answered no to any of these questions, then it is the result of the hard work by this woman, Mrs. Olivia Eunice Corte, Senior Manager Exams of ICAG. Olivia will be talking to us about the myth, the fallacies, the truths about the ICAG program. Together with Mr. Osei Jemfi, they'll also be answering all questions related to the exams at ICAG. So keep all your questions coming and they will gladly be available to respond to them. Remember to also click on the link we have sent at the comment section and complete the feedback for us. If Madam Olivia is available, please, it is your turn to talk to us about the myth, the fallacies, and the truth about the CA professional program. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Al-Hassan. Thank you, Mr. Al-Hassan, and good morning to everyone. I'm going to talk about the myth, the fallacies, and the truth surrounding the ICA examinations. I'm picking on just 3 of them. The first one is there's a lot of fallacy going on that ICA exams is difficult. We don't mark the exams. Even if we mark, it's too tight. And the truth is, when we mark, we don't make room for points outside the marking scheme. The next one I'll talk about is that there's a lot of people saying ICA have a quota system. Once the quota is met, the rest are automatically or intentionally filled. I don't know how that is done though, but then that is what is going on around. And the third one I'll talk about is that ICA copies and mimic other professional bodies. So on the first one, as in ICA is difficult, we don't mark, and also we mark strictly according to the marking scheme. I'll say ICA is not, the exams is not as difficult as is being speculated out there. The syllabus has been designed in such a way that weights have been assigned to every topic. It gives the student indication as to how to plan and manage their learning process so that they will be able to cover the entire syllabus. The truth is, if you don't cover the entire syllabus and you come in unprepared, you will definitely fail. But when you prepare and come, cover the entire syllabus, and you come and you manage your time well in the examination room, you will definitely get your 50 marks. I said manage your time because a 1-mark question needs 1.8 minutes. Some students will use 10 minutes in answering 1 mark question, forgetting that they have other questions to answer, and then they turn panic, and then the rest, you will know what will happen. So ICAG is not difficult. Make sure you cover the entire syllabus, have an overview of everything, and pay particular attention to the weight that has been assigned to all the topics. And when you come and you manage your time well and apportion your time well in the exams room, you will definitely pass. For the marking, we go through a process. The first process is we give the examiners that we've invited a marking scheme, including a photocopy of a live script of a student. What the examiners do is then to agree on the marking scheme based on the questions administered. When they are happy with it and they are all on the same page, they will mark the live script known as the dummy. After they have marked, they will in turn discuss what they have done. The variation should be just plus or minus 2. The essence of marking this dummy is to ensure that all examiners are on the same page with the agreed marking scheme, and also to find out how the student understood the questions. And if based on how the student understood, an alternative marking scheme is supposed to be drawn and added to the original one, it will be done. So once all these things are done and they are on the same page, the marking begins. We have 5 examiners marking a script, and that is examiner 1 will mark question 1, pass it on to the next to mark question 2, and once all these things are done, another examiner who is a senior one will come and review the work of the 5 to ensure that whatever has been done is right. And then the script will be handed over to us. When it's handed over to us, we in turn also invite independent people known as the script checkers to come and cross-check what has been done. They have no knowledge of the subject area. Their work is to ensure that every page is marked, and also to ensure the marks in the script, all marks have been brought in front of the answer booklet. So basically, this is what we do. So we really mark. And people who come to view their script will testify that we mark. And you see red pen, green pen, and even black pen on the script. Students are open after 1 month of release of results to come and view their script. And we are ready to pull anybody's script for them to know that indeed we mark, and we don't go strictly also according to the marking scheme. We make room for other points that come in. On the second point, as in ICA have a quota, we don't really have a quota. I'll just give you 6 dice results of people who qualified, and then we'll know that indeed, I don't know, maybe you can analyze and see if there's any trend showing that we have a quota or not quota. For May 2017, 248 candidates qualified. In November 17, 355 qualified. That's in 2017, 603 people qualified. For 2018, 679 qualified, May 18, 250 qualified, and November 18, 429 qualified. For 2019, 493 qualified. The breakdown is May 19, 269 qualified, and in November 2019, 224 qualified. I don't know how this one shows that we have a quota. Indeed, I see we don't really have any quota. Once you learn and you pass, you pass. If you fail, you fail. The third one is ICAG copies and mimic other professional bodies. As my boss said, though we are local, the outlook, we are international. We have adopted international financial reporting standards. And once these are examined, definitely it will be similar to other professional bodies. ICA was set up by an act of parliament as stated by earlier presentations. And we have the work to regulate and train the accountancy profession in Ghana. So all that we do is to regulate the accountancy profession in Ghana, and that is what we do. We don't copy anybody. We are our own body, and we don't copy anybody. So in summary, ICA exams is not as difficult as it's being speculated out there. Please cover the entire syllabus. If not indeed, at least have an overview of every topic. Make time to learn. All you need is to learn. And once you learn, your 50 mark will be there for you. For the marking, we assure you we do it vigorously. We don't have a quota system. Once you learn, you pass. And finally, we are our own body. We don't mimic or copy anybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Olivia. With what you just ended, I have one or two questions. The first is, with all the processes you have outlined, are you trying to say no individual staff member or even lecturer can influence the marks obtained by a candidate during the marking process?
I doubt if anybody can influence the marks, because if we have 5 people marking one script, even if you can, then maybe you might influence just a little bit of, but you see, you have a reviewer who is also going to review what you have done. And once there's any negative issue about your marking, you will have to be dropped. So nobody will want to be in that position to be dropped. So basically, I have doubt if anybody can really influence the marks.
All right. Okay. Thank you. My next question is, now, how important is the integrity of the institute exams to you and the institute, especially coming at the back of the alleged leakage of some WASI papers?
It's very important to us, and ever since I started CA, I've never heard of any leakage. So as I sit in that chair, I wouldn't want it to be branded that during this time. So we are very particular about who and where we do our things. We have only few people who see the questions before it comes out. Even the setters, what we do is we don't allow a particular person to give us a full question 1, 2, or 3, because their weights are allocated to each topic. We ask the setters to set particular section of it. That is all that they have to do. And when they bring it to us, before we do the mixing. So we are very particular, and any hints that we hear, we make sure we close those things in order to block any form of leakage, so that the integrity of ICAG will continue as it is.
All right, so I'll ask one final question. So before we go to the question and answer session, is there any plan by the institute to increase the number of exam diets from the current 2?
Yes, it's been approved by council to go 3 diets in a year. It's the COVID that has distorted us, but then we'll still plan on how to revisit that. But we are moving to 3 diets a year coming soon.
Okay, so I can see there are some very important questions students are asking. Hopefully we'll get to the question and answer session. I'm sure you are guessing what the questions are. So we'll come back to that later. Thank you very much, Madam Olivia Bote, for your exposition. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Madam Olivia Corte. So far, we have heard from Mr. Patrick Mensah, the Director for Student Services ICAG, Mr. Osei Kwekwe, the Director Technical and Research of the Institute, and then Mrs. Olivia Eunice Corte, the Senior Manager Exams of the Institute. So we planned the program in such a way that it's not only the members of the institute who are going to talk, the directors or the key persons within the institute are supposed to talk. We have some of our colleagues, students, qualified members who have 1 or 2 testimonies they want to share with us. There are about 5 of them in all. We are going to listen to them and hear from them how they did it and got to where they are currently. We have the first, Dr. Percy Boateng-Ampe, who is a medical doctor. We'll be hearing from him briefly. We'll also be hearing from Regina Babayati, Ransford Otu Enim, Efe Makalina Musa, and Peter Atendana, and Mr. Frank Mensah. If they are here, it is their turn to talk to us, students who are struggling or who are preparing to write exams in November 2020 and beyond. So we are going to start from Dr. Percy Boateng-Ampe. My question to him is, medical doctor, what was the motivation again to prove that you're a shark or you're capable or what? Tell us your story. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you very much. My name is Dr. Percy Boateng-Ampe. I'm a doctor of optometry. I graduated from KNUST optometry school in 2011, and I've been practicing as an eye doctor since. The intention and decision to pursue chartered accountancy began in the year 2015. I was then working in a private eye clinic, and I attended to a man who was a chartered accountant, and we had a wonderful discussion, and I then got to know that if I am to have a life of impact outside the hospital, outside the health sector, then the number one profession that I need to look at is the chartered accountancy profession. Firstly, the profession gives you a lot of versatility in life. I personally do not want to be restricted to just one area or facet of life. I wanted to have the option of moving from one field to another when the need arises and when the occasion serves me. And as to why I did not consider any other profession as such as accountancy is also because of the special position that finance and business plays in the world. Every organization runs on money, and money is also determined by the ability of the person in charge to be able to generate resources. And there is no profession that can power accountancy in that. Moreover, I also realized that rarely would you find people from the health sector being able to play a very influential role and a very nation-changing, life-defining role in life. You know, it is very, very narrow. And I know of several people who are so excellent in the actual chosen profession, but yet cannot make a national impact because the profession has limited them. And I wanted to be out of that rat race and have the ability to influence the nation at large. Moving forward, I would like to say that when we're in secondary school, business students always told us science students that regardless of whatever we become, whether doctors or engineers, they, the business students, are going to run the society. And today we are finding a very, very real fulfillment of the prophecy. In this COVID-19 era, this nation is having the greatest challenge to its health sector, and in fact to the entire nation. And the world is seemingly at the brink of collapse when the COVID-19 pandemic started. But in this nation, it will interest you to know that the health minister is not a medical doctor. He is not a health professional, and he had not worked in any health sector. The health minister is a chartered accountant. And as we all know, I'm not doing politics, the COVID-19 scare is gradually going away. Things are gradually getting back to normal. The number of cases are dwindling day by day. People are recovering faster. And we would have to thank a chartered accountant health minister for this wonderful turnaround of events. So it just shows clearly that even in the health sector and even in the greatest health crisis of our nation, Ghana, we were led by a chartered accountant out of it. So it tells you that if you have an interest in chartered accounting, you are really on the right track. You can make an impact in health, you can make an impact in other areas as well. I want to move to my journey as a chartered accountant from 2015. When I went to ICAG office, I was told that I would get a scholarship because I graduated first class in optometry. And I was really, really, really amazed that, first of all, without a business background, they are accepting me to run the program. And then secondly, I'm getting a scholarship. And it made me realize that I have finally come to a profession that is willing to really accept me as one of their own. I made it through level 1 with 2 exams. I got 2 exemptions, and I made it through level 1. In level 2, that is when I realized that this profession is a profession that means business. Look, I had never, ever trailed a course in my life before. I went through optometry school being the top of my class from first year to sixth year. So I didn't know what failure is like. So I thought I could really run this program. But I failed in financial reporting and in financial management. But I still decided to stick to ICAG because I realized that if I'm to go through this program, then surely I'll turn out as a different person. My knowledge will be significantly increased. Well, for me, I did not go for classes. I'm not advising anybody to skip classes. I found myself in a particular situation where I felt that I want to learn at my pace because being in the medical profession, sometimes you don't have time for classes and all that. So I stuck to the ICAG books. And I want to encourage every student. The books that are being sold by ICAG are books that are not just for the exams, but they are books that are also for life. I stuck to the books, learned it over and over and over, research, financial reporting and financial management several times. And finally, I made it through level 2. Now, this is the interesting thing. Because I did hard work at level 2 to get the concepts for myself and be able to apply the concepts for myself in exams, when I went to the level 3, listen, I passed all the 4 papers of level 3 at my first sitting without going for classes. And that tells you that the books at level 2 are so comprehensive, so detailed, so practical, that if you're able to understand it, you are good to go for life. And that is how I finally made it through the Chartered Accounting program. Now I want to talk about the benefits that this Chartered Accountancy qualification has given me, even in the health sector. First of all, when I registered in 2015 and the hospital got to know in 2016 that I had started learning CA, the position of hospital administrator became vacant and they had nobody to turn to than turn to me. So I also acted as hospital administrator while still working as an eye doctor for 2 years. And in these 2 years, I was able to run the affairs of the hospital, partly because of the knowledge that I was gaining from the accountancy program that I was studying. Now, when external auditors and internal auditors came, they were amazed to find the work that I was doing because I was gradually working as though I was a real professional hospital administrator, but I had not been to any school on that. But just because of the accountancy program, I was able to really meet them, read their audit queries, respond, and then do the right thing to ensure that we followed all the protocols. Secondly, in Twi, a proverb is said that "Bekuidin fatanoa, e fatano akono." That is, a fighter or a warrior's name is relevant at the battlefield. We have many friends around who are clueless. They have no idea about things relating to finance and accounting, and they'll always need a friend, 1 or 2, to occasionally discuss a business proposal and that kind of thing. And they often run to me because they know that I have the experience and they respect the CA profession. Lastly, I want to speak about the open doors. For open doors, CA has opened several open doors for me. I have been invited to be on several audit committees, some of which I'd had to say no. Presently, I represent Ghana on the African Council of Optometry Finance Committee. And, auditing banks, it's been a wonderful experience so far. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Percy. That was a vivid account of what you've gone through as an accounting student and finally as a chartered accountant. These are the kind of testimonies we want from our students, and these are the kind of testimonies you are going to be hearing from us. Aside Dr. Percy, we also have Regina Babayate. Regina is an audit associate with KPMG. Regina, I want to ask, how was your CA journey like? Percy didn't have it easy. Did you have it easy? And has it been worth the struggle?
Thank you, Ahatan, for the question. As rightly introduced, I'm Regina Babayati. I'm an audit associate with KPMG, one of the big four audit firms. I started CA right after university. I read a Bachelor of Commerce Accounting in the University of Cape Coast. I started right after university when I was doing my national service. So by God's grace, I completed right within a year after starting. Because I read accounting, I believe that it gave me it helped me to complete within that period. So my CA journey was quite tough because as at the time I started, I was also working with where I was doing my national service. We not only worked from Monday to Friday, but we also worked during the weekends. That means that I worked 7 days in a week, and then trying to structure my learning such that I could learn all that I can and then be able to pass my exams was a bit difficult because my schedule did not permit me to take classes. So I was doing the self tuition. I must say it was difficult, but I mean, with everything with determination, you can do it. You can do it in the sense that with the part two, I didn't take classes, but hopefully I wrote the 4 papers and then I passed. And then the part three, I realized that it was going to be a bit tough because it was the advanced level. So I registered with a tuition provider right on campus. And because of my time constraints, I was able to only take the classes during the weekdays because I was not available during the weekends. And I must say the tuition I took with Tips College really helped a lot. So that was basically my CA journey. Having completed the CA in May 2019. Fortunately for me, I also entered KPMG that same year. Even though it was not a prerequisite getting in, once you are in a firm of chartered accountants, you are required to complete your CA profession within a stipulated period of time. And I must say, having qualified before at entry level, I was able to meet the requirements of my employer. So that was a big plus for me then. And secondly, also having qualified at entry level, I was put on a higher skills salary grade comparative to my colleagues who were not qualified. So aside helping me meet the requirements of my employers, I was also able to benefit financially just by having my CA qualification. Thirdly, I would also want to say that having the CA qualification, I work with an audit firm and then we go to the client side to audit. Sometimes these CFOs and then the finance managers, they will ask you, so are you chartered? Are you qualified? Do you have a professional accountancy career? I can confidently say that yes, I am with ICAG. And I must say it gives them this confidence in you that they know that you are somebody who is capable, you are competent to add value to the organization, and it's really fulfilling. So all these and more. I can also talk about the reputation that comes with it. I mean the professional recognition amongst your peers, amongst your even your family and friends. Sometimes you have your friends coming to you for advice, business related, finance related issues, and it's really fulfilling. So though I just completed my CA just last year, I have benefited really much from it. Not only that, but also from it has given me a strong basis and understanding of what I actually do because you take the CA course and then I'm practically doing it right now at my field of work with audit, financial statements, audit, and all that. So it has been a really good thing taking the CA. The journey was not easy, but the benefits have been immense. Thank you, Ahatan.
Thank you very much, Regina. That was a very good testimony. Before we go on, we want to also inform you that we have offices in Accra, Cape Coast, Tamale, and in Kumasi. Our Accra office is at the Accountancy House, East Legon, on the Trinity Road. You may reach us on 0558 836988. Our digital address is GA4169898. Our Kumasi office is at the Ahonjo Roundabout, Nyako Plaza. It shares the same building with IPMC and ADB. You can reach Sandra on 0243 967134. Our Cape Coast office is at the Cape Coast Technical University or CPoly, first floor of the old administration block. You can call Thomas on 0264 423849 or 0205 253035. Our Tamale office is at the Yamusa building. You can call Felicia on 0249 06 94. We have reps in all regions as well. This is the first in a series of outreaches aimed at getting our students to know and appreciate their institute. Watch out for the next edition. Hashtag let the students know. Hashtag virtual conference or virtual outreach. So far, we've heard from Dr. Percy Ampe and then Regina Babayati. Now, the next speaker is also female, Efe Makalina Musa. Efe came in with a first class. She got the ICAG scholarship. She didn't end there. She went ahead and won an award as well. In November 2018, she was adjudged the best student in corporate strategy, ethics, and governance. Makalina, how did you do it? Efe, are you here?
Hello, good morning.
Yes, tell us how you managed to do all of this within the short period.
Okay, so my name is Makalina Musa, a graduate of the University of Ghana. I studied business administration and I majored in accounting. So how my ICA journey started. So after school, I was considering furthering my education, and then I was torn between either going in for a master's or professional qualification. But after further consideration and consultation with others, I settled on going in for the CA qualification. Why? Because if I wanted to be an accountant, then it was best I became a professional accountant. And also being a member of ICAG meant that throughout my career, I received constant trainings, which will help shape me and then help me build a good career. And secondly, too, I realized that most employers, when looking for individuals to fill the position of accountant, wanted or preferred individuals with the CA qualification. So I thought to myself that if I'm able to pursue the course, that means my chances of being employed would actually go high. So along the way, luckily for me, I came across the information that ICAG was offering scholarship to students that graduated with a first class. So I visited their Tamale office to inquire more about it. The staff took me through the whole procedure and they helped me fill the form. And after some time, I was registered as a scholarship student. So my scholarship package included the fact that I was not going to pay anything actually for my exemptions. I was not supposed to pay for the yearly subscriptions, and then I get to write all my papers for free. All I had to actually do was make sure I studied very hard, finish the course under 3 years, and then make sure I don't feel I think a paper 2 consecutive times. So here I've gotten the opportunity I actually wanted, and then there were some constraints, so I had to make sure I finished within that time. So I went to work and then studied because I didn't want to lose the scholarship and I had to finish under 3 years. And then by the grace of God, I was able to graduate this year. I also want to add that many a times when students make up their mind they want to take the course, they hear a lot of stories that discourage them. Stories like ICA is very difficult. It takes people 10 years to finish. Some have to stop midway. Some people have to write a paper a number of times before they're able to make it. So it was quite scary and then quite discouraging, but I knew what the qualification could do for me if I to have it. So, and moreover, my scholarship didn't allow me to make such mistakes. I just so the 10 years people were saying, and I couldn't afford to.
Yes. Culture allows them to the people on the platform, partners in learning, the link to join.
How difficult it was, the more I spent time reading and reading. And little did I even know that my little hard work will give me the opportunity to have an award of being a best student in a paper. So I want to tell as students out there that ICA is not difficult. ICA is not as difficult or as scary as people make it look like. It is possible. I finished my 8 paper, I think, in 3 sittings. And I've even come across people who did that in just 2 sittings. So it is possible. All you have to do is just be focused and then try and spend a little time studying, and you can go through. ICA is possible. Do not let the negative feedback you've heard from people get the best of you and prevent you from pursuing this course that has the potential of changing your life and also giving you the opportunity to a very good career for yourself. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Makalina Musa, for that wonderful presentation. Now we are going to wrap the testimonials up with Peter Akurigu Atindana. This guy, he's a shark. Now in May 2018, he was the overall best candidate in level 1 and the best student in quantitative tools in business. He was the overall best candidate in level 2 again, aside being the best candidate in management, accounting, and audit and assurance. He has gone ahead to be a lecturer for some of our students, and he's a lead consultant and co-founder at BPA Consult Limited. Peter, share your story with us.
Hello, everyone. My name is Peter Atindana, and I'm the lead consultant and co-founder of BPA Consult. My CA journey started in 2016. Prior to that, when I gained admission to the University of Cape Coast Business School, I've always had the intention to write the professional exam, but I was always had a fear that it will interrupt my academic activities. But I took the bold step in May 2016 when the ICA came for an outreach program at the business school. So I registered and I joined, and I started the exams in May 2016. And by God's grace, by May 2017, I had finished, I had completed writing from level 1 to level 3 in 3 sittings. So what it meant that I had to take all the papers in each level at each sitting, including 6 papers in level 2 in November 2017. And throughout this journey, what I realized was that starting it was just the barrier. The decision to start the program opened that door for me to see the real abilities that I could do it. But I had a fear that it might interrupt my academic activities until I really registered for the program. And throughout this, I remember at a point I had exams, ICA exams, and then that of my business school exams at the same time on the same day. And you had to be able to combine that. And thankful to the then manager at the ICA Cape Coast office, Mr. Alassan, who's moderating today, and then my lecturers at school, I was able to combine that and finish that. And I had instances of most people also taking the route that I took, and they all came out successful. Right after that, we entered the world of work, and thankfully, I've taken the route of setting up a consultancy business. And since then, the CA program has been very impactful in my professional journey after setting up a co-founding BPA Consult in 2018. Actually, currently, or from 2018 to now, we've been able to consult for companies both in Ghana, in Nigeria, most of them in Norway. We worked on USAID projects, African Development Bank projects. And the main driving force has been that this is a firm which is led by a chartered accountant. And that has been that driving force that have seen me and the firm grow from this 2018 to 2020. And what I would say at this point is that the CA program is such that it does not have a one route for everyone. If you look at the structure of the syllabus, it's such that when you finish the CA program, you are exposed to so many things that you can do. So I always say that there's no unemployment with a CA. If you're a CA, by virtue of you being a CA, yes, you definitely be employed. So if you are wondering or thinking what you can do to enhance your chances in the job market after school, then I'll recommend the CA program for you, and you will never regret it, just as I have not regretted it since then. So since I completed, I've taken the decision that we have to also help those coming up to also finish their examinations. So I am a facilitator at the TIPS College. We teach students who are preparing for the examinations and prepare them to write the examinations. And that is also one thing that has also exposed me to so many people. And sometimes you will driving around a town, and then the kind of people that gives you the respect that you get outside there for just being a CA alone is enormous. And I'll really want to say a big thank you to the management of the institute. They have been supportive, because coming out of school and then getting to set up a consultancy firm, managing it over 3 years now, it has not been easy, but the institute, anytime we call on them, have been very supportive. And that's one thing that I want our prospective students to be aware of. The institute does not leave us after examinations. The institute is always with us after examinations and always looking out for us. So all we need always is to just call on the institute when you need help, and the institute will be ready to assist you in all that they can do to assist you. So I think with this, my story said, I will recommend that anyone who's looking to join the accountancy profession to kindly do so with the CE. And as already said by the previous panel members, the CA program is not a local program. That's one of the things that I hear from most people. Yes, we have a local character, but we have a very international outlook. And if you listen to my story already, we do consultancy for companies outside Ghana. And some of them, their reporting systems are all IFRS reporting. And that has been one of the things that I would say that we should not think that the CA program is local. With the CA program, you can cross borders and not only Ghana. Thank you very much. And I hope you'll be inspired to join the CA today.
Thank you very much, Peter, for the kind words to me and then to the Institute in general. Let me also add that the CA program is not limited to just university or polytechnic graduates or technical university graduates. SHS graduates are very much welcome. The minimum entry requirement is to have at least 6 passes in your WASI. It doesn't matter the program you did. It could be science, business, virtual at-home economics, any of them. Once you come in, you'll be able to go through the program. We'll train you as a student so you become a chartered accountant. The ICAG College, which is with us at the premises here at East Legon, has a full school or a regular school for such SHS students who want to come through the professional qualification route directly. We have other partners in learning spread across the country. You can access a full list of partners in learning by logging onto our website, www.icagh.com. The Google form has been attached at the comment section. Please go on, complete the form for us, and who knows, you could be in line to win a souvenir from the institute, your institute, our institute. Let me add that the institute is governed by a council of 11 members made up of 7 elected members and 4 nominated members. ICAG is a member of 3 international bodies, the Accountancy Bodies of West Africa, ABOA, the Pan-African Federation of Accountants, PAFA, and then the International Federation of Accountants, IFAC. The first admitted member was Mr. Philip Achu Abuchi. The current membership of ICAG comprises individuals coming from about 8 different professional bodies. The first female admitted member is Mrs. Aurora Loko. The youngest member is currently 24 years. The oldest member is 100 years. The average age of chartered accountants in Ghana is 46. And then the most common date of or month of birth is May. The most common male name in ICAG is Emmanuel, followed by Samuel. And the most common female name is Esther, followed by Dorcas. Ladies and gentlemen, we are entering into the final stages of our discussion today, which is a question and answer session. Most of you have sent your questions already. We'll do well to respond to all of them. Even if we are not able to respond to them, be rest assured that some answers will be provided, which will be relevant to you. Well, thank you for your audience so far. We thank you for being part of this discussion. All our panel members, our testimonials should get ready for the question and answer session. Now we are going to start. The first here is from Wofa Kofi. Wofa Kofi is asking a very popular question, and that question can be answered by Mr. Ejejemfi or Mrs. Eunice Olivia Korte. The question is, please, when will the July 2020 results be released? Please, when will the July 2020 results be released? Olivia, Ms. Osei, we are sure.
The results will be released very soon. We are left with some few controls. Once that is done, as soon as possible, it will be released. Thank you. Very soon, very soon.
Well, very soon means next week or next 2 weeks?
Very soon.
That's a political answer. Thank you. Okay, so our next question is from Jerome Gabi. Jerome is asking a question related to the student services. And Mr. Mensah, if you are here, please, the question is to you. Are there any promotional promotions or discount for new registration?
Right. There are. At the moment, we are giving out books for free. We are giving T-shirts and so many other souvenirs. So if you register around this time, in fact, up to September, you definitely take something or pick something from ICA.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much, Mr. Mensah. Naya Robertson is asking, please, when will the July 2020 results be released? I think Olivia has politically answered that question. Kweku also is also asking, when will registration for November date begin? When will registration for November date begin?
It will be in September.
Okay, and he is, please don't go yet. He has a follow-up question. When will the examination be written?
The exams will be written the last week in November.
Okay, so barring unforeseen circumstances, we are looking at the last week in November. That will be when?
Somewhere 28th, starting from 28th of November.
Okay, that's fine. So that is for the benefit of all our students. You are hearing it first on this ICAG outreach. That is some more reason why you should tell your friends to log in as we get answers directly from the right sources. Nanaya Robertson is also coming back. He asked a question which has to do with the ICAG bill. If our legal and marketing rep is here, Esquire, Madam Joyce Edu, if you are here, he wants to know, please, can you enlighten us about the new ICAG bill?
Okay. As we all know, the current act was enacted in 1963. And years has gone by, most of us were not born by then. And technology, reporting standards, and all others have evolved. So certainly we should have some changes in the act. Currently, what is before Parliament, as we all know, It's a bill that will strengthen the institute in its regulation powers as well as the training of the profession, if I should say so. Maybe I can just give a highlight of what is in the bill. Section clauses 1 to, we have about 67, 68 clauses. And it runs from the establishment of the institute, the governing bodies, the regulatory functions, the tenure of council members, issue of conflict of interest, qualification of enrollment, where now we have student membership and ATWA membership. We have full membership, associate membership, fellow, honorary fellow member, and we have firm membership. We have provisions for how the register of the institute should be kept. We have disciplinary functions. We also have provisions for external regulatory bodies not centered to ICA, where the notion has been that ICA is self-regulatory. The bill makes provision for external regulators, not ICAG members. The bill also makes provision for Accountancy Practice Review Committee. It makes provision for annual general meetings. And it may be good for us to know that we are looking at maybe in future having virtual AGMs and virtual votings and all that. So the bill captures so much, and we are all praying that Parliament will push this across to enable us to strengthen our regulatory functions, same as other functions that are performed by the Institute, to govern and regulate the accountancy profession in Ghana. Basically, that is what I would want to talk about the bill.
All right, thank you very much, Antija. A follow-up question: are we likely to have this bill passed before the year ends?
We do hope, but it all depends on Parliament. It's currently before Parliament, yes. So we do hope, yeah, it can be passed before the rights.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So before we go on to the next batch of questions, Madam Olivia Cote, the exams manager, mentioned that the November exams is likely to start from the last week in November. By check with the calendar reveals that the last Monday of November is 30th November. So barring any unforeseen circumstances, the November exams will be held from 30th November to 4th December, barring any unforeseen circumstances. Of course, if there are any changes or modifications, we will let our cherished students know. Neodate Francino has a concern, and if our IT people are here, I want to bring them on board. They are saying on the student registration portal, there is no session for you to upload a paid deposit slip, which becomes difficult for you to be cleared. I suggest a session of such should be created. I think our IT department will take note of that and work on it. Gabriel Boatin is also asking, my question is, how many exemption papers do I have as an accounting student? My second question is, how can one be a student of ICAG? So Gabriel, I'm going to attempt to respond to your question. Now, if you have a first degree in accounting, you are likely to be exempted from the whole of level 1 and then 2 papers in level 2, which 2 papers are audit and assurance and then principles of taxation. Your second part is asking how can one be a student of ICAG? Like the Director for Student Services, Mr. Mensah mentioned, you just log on to sms.icagh.com. You complete the portal registration and any of our officers will respond to it. Secondly, you may want to visit any of our offices located in Accra, Kumasi, Cape Coast, or Tamale, and our officers there will respond to you. Their numbers are being scrolled on the screen. You can call them on phone if you need any further clarification. Neil Odate Francino is back again. He says, being a new student to the institute and I qualify for exemption, do I have to pay for the exemption before I can register for exams? I think Mr. Mensah can respond to this.
Okay. Yes, you have to pay for the exemptions. Payment for the exemptions will complete the process of the application. What happens is that if you don't pay for the exemptions, it will not reflect in your examination result. And so if you have exemptions for level 1 and you want to register for level 2, then you have to pay for the exemptions for level 1. When it is captured, then the exemptions will be adding up to whatever passes you'll be getting in level 2. And therefore, before you register for the exam for level 2, you should have paid for the exemptions, at least in level 1.
It's a suggestion. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mensa. So, Asari Jones, Emmanuel, Teria, AJ, they are all asking about when the May 2020 professional exams result will be released. I think the exams manager rightly answered that it is very soon, very, very soon. The results will be released. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Do note that the institute will not do anything which will go against you. So once the results are ready, they will certainly be released. Neo Dati Francino is back again. Please, with actual qualification, am I to pay the exemption for level 1? Mr. Mensa, please, quick one. With actual qualification, do I have to pay the exemption for level 1?
No, all actual graduates do not pay exemption fee for level 1. For actual graduates, it's free. They will just complete the form and then they go ahead. Approval is given, they go ahead. They don't pay for level 1.
Okay, thank you very much for that response, Mr. Mensa. So Adolfo Prince is asking for the Kumasi office number again. The number is being scrolled on the screen. So if you want any number to any of our offices, you can just pick it up from this what is being scrolled down there. Samuel Ofosuhini Ansa is asking, please do you have reps at Western North? Anybody can take that, Mr. Mensa. Do you have reps at Western North?
Western North, not now. We are appointing reps in the various universities, but a rep for Western North, we haven't done that yet.
Okay, but I think the Cape Coast office manager could also be liaising with that region. Okay. Yeah, so for the purpose of clarification, I'm going to mention the Cape Coast office number 0264 423849 or 0205 253035. The Cape Coast office manager is Mr. Thomas Osei. The Kumasi office manager is Sandra Safweje. You can contact her on 0243 967134. Our Tamale office manager is Felicia Anambere, and her contact is 0249060694. So the next question is from Kweku Osu. He's asking, would there be any fees for first class students? I think that was answered by Mr. Mensa earlier. If you apply for the scholarship, you don't pay any fees. The scholarship covers your registration, subscription, exemptions, and exam fees. Maybe Mr. Mensa could talk to us about the conditions governing the scholarship.
Thank you, Mr. Lassa. It's simple. Just write and pass, and you continue. Continue for free up to the end of your examination period. There are times you get people who, up to a certain point, they lose focus and they start failing. And so the regulation is that if you fail the same paper twice, if you fail the first time, we give you another opportunity, a second chance. If the second chance you still could not make it, then from there on, you join those who are paying. But until you get yourself into the failing trail, you continue to enjoy the scholarship.
Okay, thank you very much. Richie Samuels, I think that has answered your question. Adai Samuel Kampala is asking, good morning, please, I want to ask, if a person writes a paper and fail and write the next sitting and gets higher marks, would the person get the award, or because he failed the first sitting, he doesn't qualify for any awards? Madam Olivia, Mr. Osei, Mr. Mensa, any of you can take it. He's asking about awards. If you write and fail and you pass.
Maybe I can do that one. The award is exam by exam. And so once in that particular exam you write and you do well, the award will come to you. So it's not as if we track your historic record and we use that to decide on the award. If you write a particular set, a particular diet, and you do well, you definitely qualify for the award.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Inokofori Labi is asking, how many years can one take to be a chartered accountant? If I may come, I think it varies. Everybody and their strength. From our testimonials, I'm sure you heard some taking 1 year, others took 2 years, 2.5, 3 years, etc. So I think it is personal. You have a maximum of 10 years within which to complete the whole program, as you see on your ID card. But people are doing it within 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, etc. So it is up to you how soon you pass the exams and how you commit yourself to the learning process. Kwabena and Kansa Asante is asking, what are the institute's plans of conducting more than 2 sittings in a year? Madam Olivia answered that earlier. She indicated that yes, council has given approval for the institute to conduct 3 exams. Madam Olivia, are you saying it is going to start next year or next 2 years?
With all other things being equal, we'll start next year.
Okay, thank you very much. Aman Rulahi is asking, good afternoon, powerful outreach to engage students, thumbs up. Please, we have been getting conflicting information about about when ICA will release result for the July sitting. Please clear it for us. Olivia has cleared, but she hasn't cleared. She says very soon, so we will take it like that. Abigail Elon Beja is asking, are you giving any certificate after paying for exemption? Sure. Abigail is asking, are you giving any certificate after paying for exemption?
Okay. What we'll do is to give you a letter of evidence to indicate. We don't want conflicting certificates where you have one certificate of exemption, certificate of passing, certificate of this. We want a final certificate. So until that certificate, we give letters of introduction, we give letters of evidence to indicate that you have those exemptions. But we don't give a certificate in that manner. I mean, in that name of, getting a certificate. But we can give you a letter so that in case you need it for some business, you can use it to transact that business.
Okay, so you can apply for an introductory letter, attestation letter, or even your transcript, and it is at no cost to you as a student. It is absolutely for free. So this also means that you don't get a certificate for completing part levels unless you complete the whole exams until we give you a certificate. So Richie Samuels is back. Please, are there instances where a scholarship holder can lose hold of his scholarship? I think Mr. Mensah answered that if you fail the same paper for more than twice, you lose a scholarship. And the scholarship is also given for a period. I think 3 years for accounting degree holders and 5 years for non-accounting. If you exceed your time limit, the scholarship may be taken from you. Seth Osenyako is asking a question which has been answered. When is the May examination results be released? Same question as is being asked by Yimando Tewia AJ. Vicentia Asha is asking, please, has the scholarship cover the cost of books to be used during the program? Mr. Mensah.
We have 2 scholarships. One covers. The ICAG scholarship does not cover the cost of books. It covers registration, subscription, exemptions, examinations, all of them, except books and tuition.
So which of the scholarships covers the books, and how can a student apply?
Right. Right. That one is the ICA UW scholarship, and that pays for everything. That one is not by your application, it's by your performance. And so once you perform very well, ICA UW, Institute of Chartered Accountants, England and Wales, will give you a scholarship to continue with the CA program. So the scholarship is all about performance. Once you do well, you commit yourself and you do well in your learning activity, a scholarship will come your way.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mensah. So, as said, Nana is asking, please, will November exams be conducted in the month of November? If yes, then I plead results should be released early to allow the field papers to be studied once more to avoid last-minute rush. I say your comment is well noted. We've been told that November exams, all other things being equal, will be held in the last week of November, tentatively 30th November to 4th December 2020. Benjamin Banafo is asking, how is the activities of PL regulated by the body? Mr. Mensah?
We oversee many of the things that they do to ensure that they follow best practice. We look at how they handle the students, those who even teach them, the lecturers. We look at the backgrounds of the lecturers to be sure that those lecturers qualify to teach the subjects they are teaching before we even give them the certificate. We also visit the centers. We visit the PIS centers to see what is actually happening on the ground, whether the teaching is done in an environmental or environment that is conducive for such learning. We look at all of that. And so there are a lot of things we do with them. We also look at even the performance after exams of the PILs.
Okay, thank you very much. So someone is asking, what does it take to be admitted, and how much does it cost? So the minimum entry qualification is the 1C6 passes, and this should include your English and your math. Any higher qualification, diploma, HND, degree, masters is all accepted. Registration cost 150, annual subscription is 150. So the initial fee is 300 cedis. Felix Kolberg, please, I'm an SHS graduate. Is it advisable to pursue my degree first, or I should just charter without the degree? Mr. Osai, do you want to take this? An SHS graduate, he's asking if he should pursue the degree first, or he should just charter without the degree. Mr. Osai or Mr. Mensah?
Yes, let me answer this question. It depends on you, my dear sister or brother. Now, many people would like to go and do a degree and claim exemption and continue the course. Others also would like to have a bite of it after SHS, starting from level 1 and then complete it. And so it's an option that's open to you as a student. And assess it, what you think is useful for you, then you do it. But others start from SHS, they're able to do well. Others start, they don't do well. Others go to university before they come and do the course, they do well. Others go to that route, but they don't do well. So it depends on the individual.
Thank you very much, Mr. Osai, for that career guidance. Daladi Hubeidu is asking, Bachelor of Technology, that's BTech in accounting with computing. What will be my exemption? Yes. Daladi, if I may come in, with BTech accounting, it is likely to be exempted from the whole of level 1 and then 2 papers in level 2, that is audit and taxation. If indeed you offer those courses, you may want to visit any of our offices with your transcript so they assist with the specific exemptions you qualify for. So then what follows is the Google form that we are advising every one of us to try to complete so we know the feedback. Okay, so Okanse is asking, please do the Institute protect its student members working in the industry? Please do the Institute protect its student members working in the industry? Ms. Asa, you may want to take that.
Yes, thank you so much for that question. Is it currently in the bill that regulates the profession, students do not have membership status. But what we are seeking to do now with the new bill, that will soon become an act, is to give students that status of being members of the institute. And once we are a member, it's go with many opportunities. And so we wait for the new bill to make students members officially for the institute. But currently, you are a student because we are regulators. If you involve yourself in any malfeasance, our standards will catch you. Yes. But then we support students with their learning, basically, through the various tuition providers that we have, the learning materials that we have, and examination that we conduct.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Asai. So most of the questions are about when the results will be released or when the November exams will be happening. I think that question has been answered variously by Auntie Olivia. So Abayagejo Awedega is asking, how does the institute help students and associate members gain working experience in order to be admitted into full membership? Is there a possibility of increment in fees next year? Is I'll say Mr. Mensa, any of you? Maybe Mr. Mensa. How does the institute help students and associate members gain working experience in order to be admitted into full membership?
Right. We've been getting students coming to us for letters of introduction. And the goodwill that comes with the institute's name, if you are giving such a letter, I know somebody picked a letter from here to the University of Ghana and had been accepted to work with them for a year because the institute had given a letter of recommendation. And so it's a way of supporting our students. If a student had identified a place where he thinks he can get some practical training, he should just approach the institute. We'll give him or her a letter. He takes the letter to the place and then he may be accepted. Once you're accepted, you work with them to learn the practical side of accounting. So that is also there. There are also students who sometimes we get information from some employers that they need some students, and then students are directed to go to them for some training.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Mensa. So some questions are about specific to tuition providers. If you want any tuition provider, please log on to our website, www.icagh.com. We have our list of tuition providers, partners in learning, registered and accredited ones. You can contact any of them for your tuition. But IC also has the ICA College here. You may choose to come to ICAG College. So there are questions, a lot of them. Fifi Bonzi is asking, please, I want to get a clear view on what Peter said. He talked of exams clashing, but I was once told the institute has an exemption for UGBS students to write their exam separately when it gets to that. So the exam doesn't crash, and I want to know if this is true. Peter, someone wants some clarification if you are here. Attendant, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
So someone is asking about exams crashing. I don't know if you mentioned that.
Yes, to Fifi's question, yes, and this was somewhere in 2017, and my feedback, and this was the beginning of the clashing, and it has not happened before during our time that we had those issues because we decided to write the exam whilst doing the academic work as well. But the department, I guess, have put in measures in place to ensure that their students are taken care of, even if exams clashes. So you wouldn't have any problem as a student if you have the exam clash. The school will take care of that. I'm talking about University of Cape Coast Business School. I don't know about the others, so probably, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. So Parkwesi Vincent has some kind words for us. He says, first class student, please take advantage of the scholarship. Don't be misled that ICAG is not global. ICAG is a member of IFAC, hence global. So please heed to his advice. ICAG is recognized anywhere. It is indeed global. Al-Hassan Abdul Samed is asking, can I use online transcript to apply for exemption because I just completed and I've received the original and I have not received the original transcript from my institution. Mr. Mensah. So he's asking if he can use the online transcript from his school to apply for exemption because he just completed and the university's official transcript is not yet ready.
Okay, he can do that, but first he must get it endorsed by the institution. If that is not done and he applies for the exemption, then we will go ahead and check that background from the university. But
Okay.
he can do that.
Okay. So many people are also responding to Olivia's very soon comments. They are saying very soon, Pan. Very soon is not enough. Be specific. Please, how soon is your very soon? It's been very soon for a while. A lot of questions from Madam Olivia, a lot of comments on your very soon comment. I think people are very eager. So your very soon should be very soon. Halima Achirem is asking, why is that only one paper can't be registered for examinations in ICA? Mr. Osei, Technical Director, why is that only one paper can't be registered for examinations in ICA?
I don't get the question very right. So why?
So it's asking why is that you can't register for just one paper?
In which level?
Exams. So
yeah, the structure that we have now, and we know that there have been some concerns, and so we have also taken it up. And if it goes through and council approves our proposals, they will hear something good.
Okay. Thank you very much. So Richard Adupo is also saying something. He said, personally, I didn't consult any person before taking this profession. I just completed UCC this year where I studied B.Ed Mathematics. I took this bold step when I was doing my off-campus in 2019. I made a broad research about ICAG via online, and I didn't have any second thought of choosing the CA program afterwards. I've had interest in professional course since I began my degree in UCC, and I have had anyone advise or recommending ICA for me after my SHS. I'll have opted for it straight away. Benti Eben is asking, what collaboration do ICAG have with other professional bodies to obtain their qualification, such as CIA, CISA, etc.? Mr. Osei?
Yes, indeed, ICAG has entered into an MOU with some professional bodies that we think are to our standard. I can mention ICAEW, that the England and Wales accountancy body, and they will accept ICAG if you write their ethics paper. So once you pass the ethics paper, you are also a member of ICAEW. And so we have started collaboration. We are looking at the body that is of our standard. But for all other bodies, if they want to be our members, look at the issue case by case basis. Look at the subject that you went through, and if you have to write some papers, we ask you to do so before you become a member of ICAG.
Thank you very much, Mr. Osei. So Elisha Kessie is asking, please, if your student ID is expired, is it mandatory to re-register or one can use it for examination? Mr. Mensah, please answer that for us.
You need to renew it. If it's expired, you just bring the old one and then a new one will be done for you. You can take it to any of the regional offices if you are not in Accra. But if you are in Accra, just come to the office and a new one will be done for you.
Okay. So does it mean you don't have to register fresh as a student? It's just the ID card you change?
Yeah, you just change the ID card. And it's not good to be carrying an expired ID card around. And it doesn't make it valid.
Okay, please hold on. You have another question. Please, I'm Francis. I just registered. I want to know how I can get the promotion souvenirs just mentioned.
Just come to ICAG's office if you are in Accra, and then you'll be given. You indicate when you registered, and you'll be given whatever you qualify for.
Okay, and if it's
you are not in Accra, you are in
original.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next questions are about results, when to be released, etc. Christian Anoma is asking, please, I know there are exemptions for some tertiary institutions. Do I get the same exemptions without applying through my school? Thank you. Please, I know there are exemptions for some tertiary. Do I get the same exemptions without applying through my school?
You don't need to apply through your school. You get the same exemptions if the program is accredited. And many of the universities, their programs are accredited. And so you just go online and then put your information there and approval will be given.
Okay. Mr. Asai, I think you will handle this. How does the ICA certification compare to a master's degree? This is from Richmond Goke. How does the ICA certification compare to a master's degree?
So there are two different routes. We have the academic qualification and then the professional qualification. ICAG is a professional qualification. Master's degree is an academic qualification. And so if you have a master's degree in accounting, then you can be given the exemption for level 1, and then level 2. Then you write the final examination. But if you have any master's degree, it will be based on your transcript, what you did at the master's level. So then you'll be given an exemption on those subjects, then you continue the profession. So let's note that these are two different routes, academic and then professional. Thank you.
All right. Osai Pene is asking, please, do you have resource persons in Damongo where I can obtain tuition? So Osai, please contact our Tamale office. Damongo is close to Tamale, so they will sort you out with a list of tuition providers. Alternatively, you can just log on to our website, www.icagh.com. We have the list of tuition providers there. You can see which one is close to you. When will the November sitting come off? We've been told it will come at the end of November, tentatively 30th November to 4th December. Upon Francis, can I still apply for the next diet as a final year business student writing WASI? So Francis can't wait to finish his WASI. He's asking if he can apply for the next diet as a final year business student writing WASI. Mr. Mensah?
Francis, this one we will beg you, complete the WASI for us and then come to us. I like the zeal with which he wants to come on board. But I think the WASI is equally important. And so complete the WASI and make sure you get very good grades at the WASI level, which I believe you will get, and then join ICA.
Okay, so Joshua Seed is asking if Madam Joyce is around, would the ICAG bill prevent unqualified members from being employed as accountants? Do you have any provision like that, Madam Joyce?
No, we don't have any provision like that.
Okay.
Okay, but just to add to what Mr. Mensah just mentioned about the WASI student, I want to encourage the person to finish his examination. However, why Mr. Mensah is saying that you should finish, because you need to produce your examination script, your result script, to confirm that you have the core subjects passed. That is why you need to complete before you can start. But you are not precluded from starting. So all we need is your transcript indicating that you've passed the core subjects, then you can come on board.
Okay, so any of my bosses can answer this. Why do you accept membership from other professional bodies to join just after paying some amount of money without letting them write any exams of the institute, exams of taxation? Because most of them do not write tax with those bodies, say ACCA, those with exemption from UGBS. Madam Liga, can you help, or Mr. Mensah? They're asking why you just accept money from other professional bodies and you allow them membership, or you give them membership without asking them to write some papers.
That is true for other professional bodies. They become members of the institute by going through an induction program. And so it is not direct as some would like to put it. They have to go through some program before they become members of the institute. Yes, indeed, they don't write any local paper before they are admitted. We are seeking to correct that. And that will be based on an MOU that we can sign with any of these foreign professional bodies. If they accept our qualification as equivalent to theirs, then that should be the decision. If they don't accept, then they also have to come through our own route to be members of the institute, and that has not been determined yet. Thank
Okay,
you.
so if I get you well, going forward, it may not be the case with those foreign professional bodies.
Exactly.
Yeah, so okay, this means we will advise anybody who want to practice in Ghana to just join the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana, because even without qualification, you can work anywhere in the world. Erica Watson is asking, please, how can I get my student portal login reset because it's not accepting my current password? Eric, please call any of the numbers scrolling on the screen. Any of our regional offices, including our Accra office, we will sort you out as soon as possible. There are some questions about exams. How soon, madam, how soon? Okay, we can't say Kabute Raphael. Please, I was exempted from financial management in level 2. With the current situation, what will be my stand? Say with these specific issues, I'll advise that you call the office lines so that we can see how your situation is and then advise appropriately. So please call any of the numbers scrolling down there, and our officers will be gladly available to assist you. Halima is asking, will the institute be having virtual tuitions for all levels during this COVID era? Mr. Mensah, can you answer that? Will the institute be having virtual tuitions for all levels during this COVID era?
Right, yes. We are doing for all the subjects, all the papers, or all the levels. And so just log on to the college at icagh.com. Every information that you need about the virtual classes, they will give you an answer.
All right, thank you very much. Viewers, you are reminded that this is just the first in a series of online discussions we'll be having with our students, potential and current, including our members, so you get to know what the institute is about and what we have for you. Ne Anum Jr. is asking, we are hearing a 3-sitting per year agenda from next year. Kindly shed more light on that, please. Madam Olivia, if you are still there. 3-sitting agenda.
I'm here.
Yes.
A comprehensive one will be given to the student, will be placed on the website very soon again.
Okay, so the institute is going to give a communication to that effect. And so please hold on. I understand you want to qualify as soon as possible. Amakwa, please, will scholarship students pay for the exemptions? I don't think so. Mr. Mensah has made that clear that the scholarship covers your registration, your subscription exemptions, and examination fees, so you don't have to pay. Nana Mad DeLong is asking, please, when will the classes start since the date for the results isn't out? I think the online classes has begun. Like Mr. Mensah said, log on to college.icagh.com and you can find out. Online Ireland is starting on Monday, so you can join the ICG college if you want to. Otherwise, there are other teaching providers provided on our website, icagh.com. Please, do you have a rep at Western Region? So our rep at Cape Coast is also serving the Western Region. So you may get in touch with Mr. Thomas Osei in the Cape Coast office on the number scrolling on the screen. So Emmanuel Kweju is asking, please, can the number of sittings be increased from 2 to 3 per year? Madam Olivia has gladly done that for you through the Council of the Institute. Michael Ampa, please, I'm not a graduate, but I want to know if there's any scholarship I can apply for. I'm at level 1. As I mentioned, he's not a graduate, but he wants to know if there's any scholarship he can apply for.
There are conditions to the scholarship. The first one is to make a first class from a university. Then you can get it. The second one is the ICAEW scholarship. And that one will depend on your performance. So for that one, you should be in level 2 or level 3. And then you can, get that scholarship. So if it's coming to level 1, we'll plead with him to come and start and put in all the effort, and then he can make any of the scholarships.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Kofi Abrampa is saying, please, I paid for exemptions far back in 2016, but I've never got my exemption. I don't know if it's exemption letter or the exemption. I've visited the Kumasi branch where I registered severally with my receipt, but there has not been any solution. Please, what do I do? Kofi, please call the Kumasi manager. The contact is being scrolled. Certainly, she will sort you out right after this program. Please call her right after this program, and I'm sure she will sort you out. Seth Onoma is asking, please, I registered with ICAG in 2010. The last time I sat for a paper is May 2012. I now have MBA Accounting and Finance. How can I continue with my CA, and where will I start? Thank you. Mr. Mensah, what does he do?
This one, and it's good to hear that he had added some more qualifications. And so you should just bring the transcript that he's got, or you should go online, load the certificate that he's got and the transcript, and then we'll indicate the exemptions that you qualify for quickly. But having done MBA in accounting, I believe it's taking him to so many exemptions, and so it will not be too difficult for him to get to the final. So if you just come and let's look at it, and then he can continue.
Okay, so I don't know, Jerry, I don't know if I should answer your question. So he's asking who took ICAG to court. If the council cannot approve the current results, by the fact that their tenure has ended, is there a possibility that someone should take the institute to court that the exams written in May is illegal? Okay, so we'll... Madam Legal, do you want to talk to that, or it should pass?
Oh, just to clear of that sort happening.
Okay.
That they've taken ICAG to court, so the exams written in July, it's illegal. That is not true. Absolutely not.
Okay.
There's no lawsuits to that effect, as far as I'm concerned.
All right. Thank you very much, Madam. So Harry Metal is asking, Madam Exams, when are you bringing exam center to take care of people around Dansuma, Malam, Kaswa, Awush, etc.? Sometimes traffic in Accra is very disturbing. Auntie Olivia, do you have any plans of taking a center to where you stay?
Yes, we will look into that. When we are trying Methodist University, we'll see how we'll be able to do that, and which is also closer to Kaswa. So we'll do that.
All right. Thank you very much, Madam. Amanullah is asking, please, did he actually say graduates don't pay for level 1 exemptions? Because some of us paid for level 1 exemptions. I'm not sure that's what he said. He's talking about the scholarship. If you are a first-class graduate from any of the tertiary institutions, you can apply for the scholarship, and that is where you don't pay for exemptions in level 1. The other one he said had to do with ATWA, and then he mentioned that ATWA graduates do not pay for level 1 exemption in ICAG. So or the CA professional program, if you are ATWA qualified and you want to continue with the CA, you don't pay for exemptions in the level 1 of the CA professional program. Asar Rashid is asking, why is that the scholarship seems to favor only university graduates and not especially high school graduates? Hey. Mr. Manson, this is for you. So he wants to know why the scholarship is for only university graduates and not high school graduates.
Okay, maybe having mentioned it, we might look into what could happen at the high school. But there was a reason for the universities. And so it was to reward hard work from the universities. Maybe the SHS will look at that one too, and see if there is any, except that there are numbers, but we'll still look at it. Because if you have to consider scholarship for WASI graduates, you can imagine the numbers that we'll be dealing with. But I believe there could be a time when that could be looked into.
All right, thank you very much. So Yao Azul Benjamin has quite a lengthy one. So my question is, the 50 minutes planning time during exams, please add the sharing of the answer sheet and question papers part of the 15 minutes. And please, per my observation from various centers, most invigilators do not show the clock on time for effective time management. And also the time should be announced 30 minutes interval by invigilators so that those who sit at the back and do not see the clock well can also know the time spent. I think the exams manager has taken note of this and it to be worked on. Thank you very much, Benjamin. Chachi Boete is asking, when is school reopening? I mean, in your school, I mean, at the main headquarters. So I'm told it is going to be online. It's starting on Monday. You can get more information on our website, college@icagh.com. Sam Obi is asking, a friend of mine has been granted a scholarship, but in her portal, she still has the subscription fees to pay. Will you assist us on this? Sam, you can call the office after this program, right? After this program. Yeah. So you can call any of the lines and then we will assist you. It shouldn't be very difficult. Ransford, Kofi is asking, when will the November diet be taken as the May one was done in July? Ransford, we've been told that it is likely to be held at the end of November. That is 30th November to 4th December, barring any unforeseen circumstance. Nuhu is asking, please, are you giving certificate for each paper you pass? That has been answered already. No, you don't. But you can apply for attestation, introductory letter, or in your transcripts. My Margaret has been, the job opportunities on the website are very old. My question is, what are the NC's plans concerning job opportunities for its graduates? So IT and Mr. Osei, they say the job opportunities on the website are very old. Please update it. And your plans concerning opportunities for graduates. Mr. Mensah, can you talk about the opportunities for graduates?
Lectures. Yeah, you did it, lectures.
Right. Well, there are many opportunities, except that sometimes you. Yeah, there are many opportunities available, except that sometimes you need the institute to give you a letter of introduction, just that, and then you can secure the job. So those of them who are interested, they can come to the institute. I know somebody who came for a letter of introduction from us here, sent it to NIB, and then the next moment, he was not given a permanent job, but they gave him a job to start with. We also ask that when students take such jobs, they should give a good account of themselves so that next time others could also be considered. But as it is now, if you come for a letter of introduction, in fact, it's so powerful that if you take it to any of the institutions, many of them will give you a place to do either an attachment or to start some training with them.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mensah. So those who are talking about exemptions, MBA, finance, MSc, whatever, please call our office lines and we'll be available to assist. If you can contact our Cape Coast office, you can contact our Tamale office, Kumasi office, or even our Accra office. For the sake of time, we will not be able to respond to all your queries. We thank you so much for the interest you have shown in the institute. So Lawrence Duncan Williams is asking, I'm a student of ICAG. Our May results are not in, but we have started enrolling for online. When should we expect the result? That has been answered. All questions regarding the results have been answered. Graduates from MBA in finance, we've answered all those questions. Specific ones, please call any of our lines and we will be available to sort them out. Also Kwame Dixon, please, my name is Dixon. I have a receipt of quantity to write. Fortunately for me, I have a first degree in business admin. Please, can I seek for exemption with my first degree, or I have to wait for the field paper, or I have to write for the field paper? Thank you. Dixon, I think quantitative is no more in the syllabus. You can submit your first degree and we see if you qualify for any exemptions, and then we will grant you exemption from the paper that has been replaced, the Introduction to Management Accounting. So Francis from Takoradi, he has MBA in finance. He doesn't have the certificate yet. He has applied with his Become certificate. He wants to know the exemptions he will get, and also if the MBA finance already, will he get any additional exemption? Please, all exemption questions, please call the lines and we'll be available to sort you out. Also know that this is the first in a series of virtual discussion we'll be having. We'll have subsequent ones to address some of these issues you have. Please, as ICAG affiliated to some universities who award degree after completing some ICA level. Mr. Mensah, Mr. Osei, does ICA have any affiliation to some universities who award you a degree after you've completed some ICAG levels?
That arrangement is not in place yet.
Okay.
What is happening rather is that if you complete ICA and you want a degree, we have some understanding with some of the universities like UCC, UPSA, University of Ghana. You go there and then they will start you from a higher level. So instead of starting your degree from say level 100, some of them, depending on the university, they will start you from level 300. But we don't have affiliation to our certificates for now.
Okay, so Mr. Asai, there's a question from Isaac Hayes Live. He's asking, is there going to be an arrangement where someone will take one paper per sitting? Is there any arrangement in the office?
Let's say not now, but when it happens, we'll let them know.
Okay, so currently, Isaac, there is no plan yet. When we take any decision, we'll let you know. So please, I have a master's degree in accounting. Will I be exempted from writing the public sector accounting in part 2 because I did it in my first semester? My answer is absolutely no. Everybody, including even PhD holders in accounting, write public sector accounting. So you wouldn't be exempted. Please, how do I go about the registered level 3 papers? I deferred in June 2020 to November 2020. Madam Olivia, she deferred level 3 papers in June. How does she handle it in November?
So in November, you register on your portal and then you use a deferment letter that will be sent to you to clear, to give you, you just give us your deferment letter and then we'll use it to clear the exam registration for you. So you first have to register on the portal, draw attention to it, and then we'll clear you.
Okay, thank you very much, madam. So someone is asking, please, do you have a study center in the Upper West region? Yes, we certainly do. Kindly log on to our website, www.icagh.com. You see the list of tuition providers. We have about 2 in the Upper West region. So Sita Abdul Kadir is saying, CA, the best accountancy profession in the world. I fully support, I endorse this. It's been vetted and approved by ICA. Kwabena and Cancer Asante, why can't one carry level 2 papers to level 3? Kwabena, I think it is not entirely true. If you have only one paper in level 2, you can carry it forward together with the level 3 papers. And as Appa is asking, please, will the ICA virtual classes continue even after COVID-19? According to the director of the college, yes, it will continue even after COVID-19. So they are going to blend the physical and then the virtual even after COVID-19. So there are a lot of questions. Mr. Mensah, there's a question. When is the training program to enroll us with ATE starting?
It started already, except that it's not gone full scale. And
okay.
So soon, we expect it. Very soon.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Osai, someone is asking, can you request for exemptions online? And what are the procedures if you can? Okay, so Mr. Mensah, that's exemptions.
The person should just log on to the SMS portal. There is a place for exemptions, and then just complete and submit. And then we'll give you approval from here. Then after the approval, you go and do the payment.
Okay.
But before you do the application, just do a bit of reading about what exemptions you qualify for when you go to the website.
Okay. Or alternatively, call any of our offices for guidance before you do that. Kwame Beidu is asking, Auntie Olivia, please, can you register and write both level 2 and 3 at a go?
Yes, as you stated, you can write across level. If you have a paper left in level 2, you can add on the level 3 papers and then you can write.
Okay, but certainly if you have more than one paper, you cannot write across.
It should be one.
Okay. So Mama Gaya now is asking, please, ICAG does not communicate with students on time with regards to release of results, and currently whether November will be written. At least there should be a timetable for all this. Please address this. So Auntie Olivia, is there a plan in place to have specific date or period within which we should expect our results?
Mr. Tawuli, let me pick up this question on behalf of Olivia.
Okay.
Okay. ICA will soon issue a communique and it would highlight when the next examination, the November dates will start, when results will be released, when the registration will begin, and when the November dates will be written. So all these information will come out as soon as possible. Kindly bear with us. It is just unfortunate that we are not given specific dates. However, we are coming out with a full communique on this. Every information needed towards the November date will be provided, when results will be released, when examination will be open, registration of the examination will be open, and when exams will be written. So please be ready.
All right, thank you very much. I think that has been answered clearly. So going forward, there'll be prior communication. So Joseph Adalia is asking, please, I'll be glad if ICAG will communicate with UDS School of Business and Law for them to consider their exams timetable for second trimester in line with ICAG May exams. Okay, so we're told that perhaps going forward, ICAG may have 3 sittings in a year. We don't know yet how that will clash with the UDS timetable. So let's hope and pray it doesn't clash so that your students can write. Many questions. Please, will a graduate for MBA in finance be exempted from introduction and taxation? I think it depends on the first degree you did. If you did an accounting first degree, that first degree was likely to qualify you for exemption in introduction or principles of taxation. But just the MBA in finance will not qualify you for exemptions in introduction to taxation if you did a non-accounting first degree. Dada Kwesi Kenino is asking, please, can you use your CA certificate for exemption in CFA, CIMA, ACC, etc.? Because
Again,
please, can you use your CA certificate for exemptions in CFA, CIMA, ACC, etc.?
Yes, what I know is that they offer exemptions based on a subject basis. And so the details are with that professional body. Any of them, they have their own structure for exemptions.
Okay. Yeah, so we don't control their policy, what they have. But I think some of them do accept that I'm aware of. Someone is asking the difference between ATWA and CA. Mr. Mensa, can you elaborate on that briefly?
ATWA is the technician program, middle level professional program, and then the CA is the end level professional program. So you do ATWA, and then you can join the professional. You do ATWA, you can join the professional in the middle. In other words, the ATWA is the technician program, accounting technician scheme, West Africa, and so if you do the ATWA, you are more or less halfway the professional program. And then you can join the professional program and continue to the charter level.
Okay, and Robert Amponsa Goodwill is asking, ATWA qualifications are not being recognized by many employers and universities. Mr. Mensa, what is the institute doing about this?
We've done a lot in terms of the recognition. What I know, because I know UCC like this, if you have ATWA, you join at level 200, UPSA the same. So except that is not with all the universities, but there are some of the universities, if you have ATWA, they give you a recognition. In fact, Controller Accountant General, if you have ATWA, you are paired with those with first degree when it comes to employment. And so it might not be with all the institutions, but there are many of them who are giving recognition to the ATWA. And I think it is with all of us to market it, and especially those who hold the ATWA certificate. When you appear before an interview and somebody will want education on the ATWA certificate, then it is an opportunity for you to share that with the person. But we've done quite a number of programs with some of the universities, and some of them are accepting the ATWA even for exemptions. and giving them higher levels to pursue the degree.
All right. So thank you very much. Please, how do one apply for a refund for registration and affiliation fees after being granted a scholarship?
Just put that into writing. If in case you made a mistake, you had a first class and you didn't know, and so you paid the fees to us, and the thing is a mistake, you just write to us, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay, so I'm going to take my last 2-3 questions and then we'll wrap up. We'll have our next virtual session possibly next month. Kindly keep your questions, and then when it is time, you join us so we can respond to them. So, Mr. Mensah, someone wants more clarification on the ATE scheme. What is it about, and how they can they join?
Okay. Is the accounting technician scheme is for technicians.
The ATE.
Yes.
ATE.
Oh, you are talking about the ATE, not ATS.
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. The ATE is the authorized training employer. What we do there is to get your superior to give assessment of your practical training. That training will be put together, and then when you graduate as becoming a member of the institute. Then the accumulated or the cumulative record of your training will be put together, and that is what will be used for your membership. We want to depart from the one-time reference being provided for membership. So the authorized training employer is for employers to give continuous assessment of our students who are working with them. And then we'll put it together and use it for their membership admission. Very soon, we would get information across to all the students who are working so that they can complete a form for us, and then we'll get to their superiors.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mensah. So Nanaya Owusu, please, how many years of experience must one have before he or she will be eligible for membership? Is national service period considered as part of the work experience? Mr. Osei, please, how many years of experience must one have before he or she will be eligible for membership? Is national service considered as part of the work experience?
Yes, indeed. National service is part of the work experience, and you require at least 3 years of practical training before you are admitted into membership.
Okay, so thank you very much. I'll take my last 2 questions. The first from Nana Sapo Kantanka. With first degree in accounting, are you exempted from financial management, please? No, that used to be the case, but currently, with your first degree in accounting, you are not exempted from financial management. You need to have a master's in either accounting or finance to qualify for exemption in financial management. Rose Free Jaba will conclude our Q&A session. Can ICAG partner with any school like UCC School of Business so that at the end of your bachelor's degree, you'll be awarded CA qualification as well? That is embedding it in the school curriculum and doing it alongside the degree. That is from Kweku Owusu. Mr. Osei or Mr. Mensah, can you answer this to end the session?
I think this question was asked in line with what obtains in the UK, where some universities have been accredited to run professional courses. And so once they go through the final examination, they become members of the professional body. We've not established that yet. I'm very certain that as we go on, we'll be able to establish such a collaboration.
Very much, Mr. Osei. So finally, Mr. Mensah, maybe you can answer this. Please, if you had scholarship in 2017 November, how many diets is left now? Thank you. That's from Francis Bismarck Mensah. If you had scholarship in 2017, how many diets is left now?
Well, it depends on your qualification. If you were an accounting graduate before joining, then you needed to do it within 3 years. If you were a non-accounting graduate, then it should be 5 years. So I think he can calculate himself. If it's from 2017, then 2020, if he came with BSc in accounting or an accounting background, then either is aspiring or is expired. But if he came with a non-accounting qualification, then he's got 2 more years to complete the CA program.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Patrick Mensah. So we want to thank our panel members, Mr. Mensah, Mr. Osei, Auntie Olivia, Joyce Edu, and all our testimonials, Dr. Percy Boatiampe, Regina Babayati, Peter Atindana, Ife Makalina Musa, etc., for giving those wonderful expositions. If Mr. Hansen is here, I'll call him to lead the reactivation campaign, and then we can take it from there. We'll be closing in the next 5 to 6 minutes. So Mr. Hansen, if you are here, please take over. Mr. John Hansen. Okay, if Hansen is Auntie Joyce, Mrs. Joyce, can you the reactivation campaign? All right, so
I can do the background. Okay.
So basically, ICAG is embarking on this reactivation campaign. And what that seeks to do is that we are encouraging our students who might have registered some years ago and they have left it on their membership unrenewed for a period, for them to come back. We've opened our arms wide to receive you. So all you need to do is to visit any of our offices or visit the students portal, renew your membership, and then you receive an automatic message thanking you for renewing your membership with us. Then you're entitled to any souvenir of your choice. In fact, you may ask to pick any of them that you wish. So whatever you pick is what you receive. In addition to that, we are also asking our colleagues or our students that refer your friends, refer your colleagues to ICAG. So when you refer 3 of your colleagues to ICAG, your colleague that you have referred, being a new student, is entitled to a souvenir. In addition to that, whoever referred a colleague is entitled to 50% discount of subscription. And this is ongoing. The initial closing date is September, but for popular request and popular consent, we are extending it to October. So we are still inviting members to join, students to join, come on board. There are attractive packages, nice pop sockets, nice pens that write beautifully, nice polo shirts. We have textbooks, study manuals, and then a lot more. So encourage your colleagues to join this package as soon as possible. And more excitingly, you have 50% discount on your subscription for that particular year. So that is what I have to add to it. Mr. Chauli, you can take it up now.
Thank you very much, Auntie Joyce. So I'll just go around briefly for my 3 panel members. If you have any concluding remarks you want to give, Mr. Osei, any concluding remarks?
Yes, my only remark is that all you students, especially those who have not yet made up their mind as to whether to go for ICAG as the preferred professional qualification, now is the time. There's no other time but now. So take that decision now and be part of this qualification. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Osei, thank you very much. Mr. Benson, your concluding remarks.
We have indicated, and it's just to reiterate the point, that irrespective of your background, you can still join and write the ICAG exams and qualify. We've had testimony and evidence already. So if you have a geography degree, economics degree, sociology, pharmacy, any qualification that you have, you can still join and become a chartered accountant. Again, those who have stopped writing for some time, they are also welcome on board, as had been indicated already in the reactivation campaign. They should all come back. Books are available in all the regional offices, and somebody, even just with the book, he was able to qualify. So if you have the books and you have the tuition, I think that the next thing is to charter.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mensah. Auntie Olivia, are you around? Have you changed your mind on when you release the results?
I'm around. My concluding remarks will be a CA. Don't let anything stop you from joining us, and you never regret this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So my key takeaways from this discussion has been that the November date is likely to come off in the last week in November, 30th November, tentatively to 4th December. And we are likely to have a 3-date exam next year. There will be full communication to that. Our next virtual outreach is likely to be at the end of September, possibly the last Friday in September. But however, it may be, we'll communicate with everybody. We want to thank you so much. Please make sure you complete the Google form online. It is at the comment section. Try and then complete it for us. We need your feedback. It's as important as the whole program itself. ICAG should be your #1 choice. We thank you for participating. My name is Alhassan Yusuf Traore. I've been doing this with my colleague Anita Delight Dankwa, coming your way from the ICAG headquarters at the Accountancy Village in East Legon. Mr. Thomas Osei, our Cape Coast manager, will give us the closing prayer.
Thank you, Hassan. And greet from the Cape. Kudos to all the facilitators for a wonderful job done. Now let's pray. If you can hear me, our Lord and Master Jesus, we thank you once again for an opportunity like this, be in your presence. Father, we are so grateful to you for steering the affairs of this program, which is the maiden edition of our virtual outreach under the theme ICAG in the COVID era, why charter now, to a successful end. For what has been accomplished today, we say, your holy name be glorified, and let the issues discussed serve as a catalyst to God. And go in. We pray for your blessings for our resource persons who make time schedules to share with us the young ones and the potentials who is professional. Your word says, quote, we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. We pray therefore, O God, that may you grant unto the young ones and the continuing students the strength to be able to go through the CA program successfully. We pray for your protection and guidance, even in the midst of this pandemic, as we can observe all the safety protocols. These are many things we ask in the name of the Father, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Friend Thomas Osei, thank you very much for that exposition and that powerful prayer. A reminder that our Tamale office, contact Felicia on 0249 060694. Cape Coast office, contact Thomas on 02644423849 0205253035. Our Kumasi office, contact Sandra 0243967134. And our Accra office, you may contact us 0558836988 or 0503-035428. It is scrolling down there. Our digital address is GA4169898. Ladies and gentlemen, until we meet next time on our next virtual outreach, it's been me, Alhassan Yusuf Traore, with my colleague Anita Delight Dankwa. Thank you very much. See you again. Bye-bye.
Hi, my name is Hannah Davakucha, a level 2 student of ICA. I participated in the ongoing ICA 3-hour program, which is register, reactivate, or refer a student to write the ICA exams. And I won amazing prizes. I encourage everyone, especially my colleagues who just finished writing their final exams, to get involved and win amazing prizes, such as the ICAG branded Lacoste, the BPP manual, get 50% off your subscription fee, and also an ICA branded pop circuit. Thank you very much. Be a CA, be a business leader. Hi, my name is Hannah Bakucha, a level 2 student of ICA. I participated in the ongoing ICA 3-hour program, which is register, reactivate, or refer a student to write the ICA exams. And I won amazing prizes. I encourage everyone, especially my colleagues who just finished writing their final exams, to get involved and win amazing prizes, such as the ICAG branded Lacoste, the BPP manual, get 50% off your subscription fee, and also an ICA branded pop circuit. Thank you very much. Be a CA, be a business leader.